It's about to go down.
You are listening to WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com and hosted by
You are listening to the incredible
Nova Phoenix and LK Mason.
Yes, this is WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio. This is your host, Nova Phoenix, and right here with the lovely lady, LK Mason. What's going on, lady?
What's good?
All right, we are here again for another episode, doing our duty, knocking them out on the
Yeah, what episode is this?
This is episode 22, man. We into the 22nd episode. It's funny, right? There's another podcast that I'm getting into. I'm not gonna front like I've been hearing it, but it's called Black Girl Podcast, and one of the hosts is what's the name from Hot 97? See what I'm saying when I be talking about off the cuff? Like I can't remember these names and faces. Anyway, and they're like on 40 something. I'm like, oh snap, they're kind of young in the game with as far as podcast episodes, and we're at like 22. So her name's gonna come to me soon. But yeah, what's up with you? What's going on?
Nothing, chilling, pushing my book sales.
That's right, Zana.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta keep on pumping it, keep on promoting it, getting in places, doing whatever you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so if you're a book reviewer, hit me up. Yeah,
no doubt. All that links is gonna be, matter of fact, it's gonna be permanently placed in the blog section on Lyfeblood.com, where you can reach out to Zana the Brave, and also wherever we're at that I post the information on the episode, that's going to be permanently there, so people could reach out to LK or how to get the book and stuff like that. So that's cool, man. That's what's up. Anything else?
Nah, a little under the weather. Why is it so cold in Ohio?
Yeah, we can't.
It's freezing.
We can't break out here. You know what I mean? We can't break, but we dealing with it. But the weather's been crazy because it's been like 55, damn near spring weather, and then it drops down. I'm like,
right.
Yo, this freaking climate change.
I don't know if you saw a post that I put on Facebook the other day, but I was watching the news, and a reporter in Warren was out with no coat on, not even a jacket. She didn't even have on a sweater. You know what I'm saying? She had on like a shirt like it was spring or something, or summer, and I'm looking like, yo,
like time out.
It was just 20 below. What are you doing?
Yo,
this is pneumonia weather. Put a coat on.
I don't understand where I see some people out in them streets, they be wearing the sweater with the shorts on, and it's cold. I'm like, wait a second, you just defeated the purpose of putting on the hoodie sweater. Why are you walking outside with the shorts? Like, come on, yo. I'm not gonna front, it'd be mostly white people too. I'd be like, come on, y'all. I don't understand. I don't get this.
Yo,
I don't get this. So
amazed. Someone took a picture of someone. They were at a nursing home or something, and the person had just walked in from outdoors, and it was one of those days where there was a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And the person had on flip-flops, no socks, flip-flops. We're like, hold up.
Flip-flops. Say word. Yo, no
How
joke.
You got on flip-flops.
No joke.
All this snow.
This dude, I was in the gym recently. This dude came into the gym with flip-flops on. I'm like, wait a second. What work you doing with flip-flops on? People too comfortable wearing flip-flops outside, flip-flops in the gym. I'm like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, let's be real. All right, what's up, kid?
Right.
What's up? Yeah, man. So, I just want to also give a shout out to a lady that I'm connected with on FB. She just recently is promoting us. She's an independent correspondent. She's not really picked up by any major networks like Entertainment Tonight or anything like that. But I also try to help as much people as I can, and she's a hustler. She don't need no help, but of course financially she does need help as far as getting from place to place. And I can understand as an independent correspondent, and she is amazing. Her name is Tanisha Laverne Grant. She's everywhere. She is black girl magic, and I mean, like, she floats on clouds.
Wow.
And her hustle is real. So she's done like interviews with Oprah, with Van Jones, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Cicely Tyson, Patti LaBelle, Lupita Nyong'o, Kevin Hart. Like, she's like pretty much like Black Hollywood. She holds down. She's everywhere. And now she's going to the Oscars, and she was asking for help so she can get funded, so she can do her thing on the red carpet and all that. So I fully support her.
Say, is she like a red carpet reporter, or she actually has a show that these people have gone on?
You know what? I see on online, and she's interviewing all these great people on the red carpets, award shows, and everything. Okay. So she doesn't have her own show as far as I know, but she's out there hustling. And she's a beautiful woman, rocking the bald head, like hard body, and I love it. And she's very noticeable when you're on the red carpet. So she does her thing. So I will help her out in ways where just promoting and help getting the word out. I think the Oscars are it's the 24th of February, and I'm sure she's gonna fly out beforehand just to check things out over there. So. Big shout out to Tanisha for doing a hustle on that. So
shout out, do your thing, girl.
All right, so we gonna get into the first topic of the episode. So yeah, so it's predatory practices by corporations. Now, this topic came up because you had a situation happen with fam. Let people know.
Yes. Well, my father had DirectTV. And if you don't know, that's a cable company. And he decided to end the services with DirectTV back in July of 2018. And he let them know, and he told them, he tried to negotiate with them, of course, to see if he can get a better plan. And, they weren't having it. And so he decided to take his business elsewhere. And so he signed up with services with Spectrum. And he let DirectTV know, and he was informed that when he returned his equipment from DirectTV, that they would stop drafting his credit card and refund him any money from the date, that he let them know that he wanted to cancel.
Right.
And so, he's an elderly man. It took him a little bit to get, because they have the thing on the roof and everything. Like, you expect an elderly man to do that? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? To go on the roof and take your equipment down. So, he ended up getting everything together. And, when he took the equipment back, he says, okay, we took the equipment back. Are you going to refund my money and stop drafting my card? And they continue to do it. And I didn't know that was going on as long as it was, because typically I'll step in because I know how companies will try to take advantage of, especially of the elder, right. And I just heard my mother on the phone arguing with someone, and I said, this can't be the same company, because I heard this discussion before. Yeah. And they, they're telling her that she can't access the account. There's some kind of 4-digit code. She said, I never put a 4-digit code on the account. What are you talking about? And then when he would call in, they would tell him that his name wasn't on the account and they couldn't speak with him, that he needed to have my mother call. But then when she called, they tell her, they were giving them the runaround. And she's like, look, these services are supposed to be canceled. He's supposed to be refunded. You have your equipment back. Stop charging his card. And so they're trying to say that they never canceled, and so there's nothing noted. And I said, wait, first of all, you can't say they never canceled, because I heard the conversation with my own ears. And not only did they cancel, they called you a couple of times, I know, and asked you to stop drafting his card. Now, I didn't know that it was still going on until maybe a week or so ago. And that's when I took to Facebook and started, blasting them. But yeah, they refused to refund his money and won't stop drafting his card because they're saying there's nothing noted stating that they cancel. And I said, well, if they did not cancel, why would you tell them to bring the equipment back and send them packaging? Right. And there's nothing noted. We don't have anything noted, so therefore we can't honor anything. He'll have to call in himself to cancel. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Wow. Like, it's crazy.
So wait a second. How come he just didn't call him and be like, yo, listen, you just charged me. You charged me. Why are you charging me? I sent back the equipment. He didn't do that.
Right, and that's exactly, you must have missed that part.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Telling you, he did. Okay. And what they would do, I think, because He closed the account, or I don't know what the issue was. For some reason, they weren't pulling up his account. He would give his name and give his address, and they were pulling up another account. You know, this is another whole situation, but my mother takes care of someone. And because she takes care of that person's finances, that person's bills come to my mother's home. So they were mixing up that account with my father's account. And I just learned this by being on chatting with this person for hours the other day, and they kept trying to tell me, no, it was never canceled, and he's been paying this much every month. I'm like, I know my father pays way more than that for his cable, like in $200 at least. Right. And so I knew they had the wrong account. And so finally I said, let me check my father's email. The person was like, well, does he get paper? Because my parents couldn't find a bill. And the person said, well, do they have paperless bills, And I said, I never thought to check his email. And so I checked his email and was able to put up an old bill and get them an account number. And so once I had that information, they were like, okay, now that we have the information, we have to talk to him. We can't do anything with you. He has to call. What? I've been talking with you for hours. We're not really talking, but chatting. I have the records, the transcripts of our chats. You know what I mean? And now you're going to say you can't talk to me and I need to have him call.
So what are they?
And I have him call.
What are they doing? They're saying that he
Nothing.
owes them how much money?
Nothing.
They're saying he owes.
They're not proposing to do anything.
Oh, no.
We're going to have to sue them.
But they now saying he owes like.
No, they've been drafting his credit card every month, and he's been paying it off every month. So he was like, "Listen, I don't want you to refund my card. Give me my money. I've paid my card every month. You know what I mean?" He says, "Just cut me a check, or directly deposit it into." I'm like, "Nah, you don't want to give them no more of your information. Tell them to send you a check." But yeah, he's like, "Give me my money." And they don't want to refund him. They're saying that there's nothing noted that he ever canceled. They're saying that he still has services. And I'm like, how can he still have your services when he has Spectrum? All we have to do is get the statements from Spectrum proving that he has Spectrum and he does not have your services. Right.
So I'm sorry for being in and out. All right. If you are saying that, because I'm like gathering some information that I have here. And because of course we spoke about it before, and we're going to bring it up on the show. Right. And it's funny that he says that he's paying this money. He no longer has his service. He's telling them, I don't have this stuff. I don't have the equipment. They're still charging his card $200 something, whatever the amount. So they're taking money out of his account, and he no longer has his service with them. Right. Now, it's funny. I don't know if this ties in, but me doing some research on this, there's a thing called predatory lending. Basically, you have these financial firms that will promote giving away money to certain people. All right, and it's one article popped up in the Washington Post on July 1st, 2019. And this one dude saw a check in the mail for $1,200 from a consumer finance company. And this guy's name is Stephen Huggins. This is in the Washington Post, again, July 1st, 2019. And he didn't think too much of it. He saw that the interest rate was 33%. He tossed it away. Then something happened to his car a week later, and he's like, wait a second, I need money. Let me just do this anyway and get this quick loan, $1,200 loan, so I could do this. So he does that, right? And then all of a sudden, he can't pay it, and now the company is getting at him to pay the money. So it turns out that because he couldn't pay it, they took him to court, and now he owes $3,221.27, and it's what we call predatory lending. All right. Now there's this one company called Mariner Finance that was involved with this gentleman. I'm sorry because I was getting my notes together for it. Mariner Finance sued Huggins for that money, about $3,200. So Mariner Finance does this thing where they send these checks to people, they can't pay it, they end up suing them, and they get more money out of it from what they initially wanted to promote as a lending option for people that can't afford certain things in their day-to-day life. And it turns out that Mariner Finance is owned by Timothy Geithner. All right. It's owned and managed by $11.2 billion private equity fund controlled by Warburg Pincus. And it's a New York firm. And Timothy Geithner, who's the Treasury Secretary, the ex-Treasury Secretary for the Obama administration, and he condemned predatory lending when the 2008 financial crisis happened. And here he is running a company called Mariner Finance that is making like money hand over fist from predatory lending. What does this have to do with your father? Well, the case is this is not necessarily predatory lending, but it's what I call, it's somewhere a cousin to it, where, you know, we have these companies that for some reason they're losing information from their customers, but they're continuing to charge them for money, and they're directly connected to their bank accounts, and they're taking this money out on a continuous basis. And usually what do? They don't do that with rich people. They don't do that with high upper middle class people. They do it to poor and working class people because they do not have the means of battling huge companies like this. So now all of a sudden your father is stuck paying this $200, and he's in this legal, I wouldn't say limbo, but he's conflicted with the huge task that it would take in a legal way for this company. And what's the company again? What was the company again? DirectTV. Now he has to take on this huge task of trying to get DirectTV to stop charging him this money. Yeah. So, and a lot of times, they kind of stalk older people because they don't have, again, the means or the whereabouts to figure out how to have. Now, it's just not old folk. It's happened to me. Right now, I have I'm tied into a gym that I can't, again, as I always say, whenever I always think about it, it's called, give me a second, Retro Fitness. It's called Retro Fitness. Now, it's no big deal. It's like a couple of dollars a month, right? I ended up not going to Retro Fitness anymore because I just don't live near a Retro Fitness. I wanted to cancel. So the funny thing is, I set up quick, bam, boom, bing, ABC 1 2 3. It was easy as pie to get set up for them to take $20 out of my account on a monthly basis. However, when I called them to cancel, and I haven't been going to this gym for probably 8 months to a year, and this is how much, you know, again, if you multiply it that by the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people they have setting up going to Retro Fitness, that's a lot of money that they're getting. I didn't think nothing of it because I was like, you know, I'll end up going, but here we are. You know, I almost, it was damn near a year I was paying these people without going to the gym. I called them, excuse me, I'm sorry, I burped in this mic. Anyway, I called them, and they said, well, you have to send a letter, snail mail, to us in order to cancel it to the corporate office, and then once they get through that, they'll cancel your membership. I'm like, wait a second, it was easy as pie for me to set it up. How come it can't be the same way for you to discontinue it? And who does snail mail anymore? Come on. Everybody's emailing. People don't even fax anymore. Mostly people email. So what are you telling me that I have to send a letter to the corporate office in order to cancel this thing? So you know what I'm seeing it as? I'm gonna send this stupid letter. It takes 3 or 4 days, or however long it takes. It's a possibility that the mail could lose the letter. If it does, it gets to the location. It gets lost in the heap of mail that they do get, and all of a sudden 3 months in, and I'm still paying for Retro Fitness that, you know, that I don't even use. Again, I think personally it's a cousin to predatory lending, where they get these people kind of caught up in this because it's automatic. What do you call it? What do we call it, lot? When
auto pay.
The auto pay.
Auto draft.
You get caught up in this auto pay, auto draft scenario, You cannot disconnect with the company, and the company will say, I don't know how to do this, and they'll tell you some legal, stupid mumbo jumbo, operational confusion that's happening, and you end up still paying these people. We have a problem. All right. These are predatory practices by huge corporations that are squeezing money out of people that they already are fighting to hold on to so they can make it by day to day. That's DirectTV. That's Retro Fitness. That's Mariner Finance. That's sending out these checks out to people with a high interest rate. It's all tied in. It's all in the same pot. And we're dealing with this. The working class people have to fight how to figure out to keep those extra dimes in their pocket. Your pops ain't got extra money to, 200. You got to hold on to that money, the $200 he's spending. And now all of a sudden he has to figure out a way to get them to stop. Now, this is what I did. What I did was screw them. I went to the bank. I'm sorry.
DirectTV. I should mention that DirectTV is now AT&T.
Okay, now look at that, AT&T, because they got bought out. All right, funny how all this is getting swallowed up by bigger corporations. So what I did, the funny thing I did, folks, is I went to my bank and I got a new card. I was like, screw that. I'm not doing no snail mail. I got a new card. So now I'm getting emails for Retro Fitness. Initially, this has been going on for about 3 months. Oh, sir, we're not getting payments from you. We don't know what happened. Fuck you, middle finger. I don't have to tell you what happened. You ain't getting my money, right? So now just recently, it's funny, this is crazy now. I'm going to show you how crazy it is, right? So they're pretty much like, they're emailing me and saying they're not getting payments. And I'm like, all right, you going to stress me on this little BS payment? Whatever, I'm not responding to you. So now what happens is this is funny, folks. They sent me they're calling me every so often on the 800 number. So with my phone, the thing is with iPhone, not only do they, one of the beautiful features that they have is whoever leaves a message on your phone, you can actually read the message in a small blurb. Sometimes it's not that great, but you get the idea what the message is about without having to press the play button. So it's Retro Fitness has a friendly reminder regarding your membership. This is Rick Stevens with ABC Financial. What do you think when you hear that, ABC Financial? It sounds like that they're trying to go the legal route to continue to get payments from me. And it sounds like they're saying, well, we entered into a deal with him. He's falling back on payments. We're going to take you to court. Now, does that sound familiar? What I said with this gentleman with the predatory lending. And he says, and we blank whatever, the billing for Retro Fitness, did you know that your billing information still needs to be updated? We know you're busy, but all you need to do is call us at blah, 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 blah. Here's the problem that we're having, folks. All right. And this goes out to the millions of people that this could get to that is listening to this show right now. We have a serious problem that's happening with huge corporations that are doing questionable practices in order to squeeze more money out of people. Okay? There's a problem with this economic system, with the corporate culture that is developing, where they are turning into ravenous wolves, trying to dig money out of people's pockets and doing in any way possible to make it happen by either confusion, they don't know what's happening, we have to figure out what's the deal. Well, and then it goes as far as trying to blame the consumer or the member of the service, blaming that telling you, you must be doing something wrong because we don't know what's happening on our end. So now you caught with this back and forth trying to figure out, how to keep them from taking more money out of your pocket every month. Now, what's the next step for your pops?
I did the same thing before, and I had told my dad, had I known that this was still going on, I would have, because he also had contacted his credit card company. And his credit card company told him that they couldn't cancel the payments on their end, that he needed to have them stop the payments. I'm like, what? Why can't you stop somebody from getting payments from someone's account? But I guess they can't. So I told my dad, I said, well, I've had to do it in the past. And had I known this is still going on, I would have told him to do just like you did. go and report the card lost or stolen, and you get a new card number, and then they can't continue to
take
draft
money
your
out
account.
of your account.
Right. And so I don't know if my dad did that, because he did call. I gave him the 1-800 number and the guy's extension. He called the guy, and the guy told him, well, I can't access your information. And he said, you spoke to my daughter at length. You gave her this contact number and told me to call. I've been trying to call you for 3 days. I finally get you, and you tell me you don't have my information. You can't look up my account. I need to go on Facebook and start a new something, trouble ticket or something. I'm like, are you serious? And I had already spoken to this person that told him that my parents are elderly. They don't go on social media. You can't speak to them on social media.
Look at the crap that they're trying to give you the runarounds.
And so, I have to ask my father if he did go ahead and call the credit card company and, get that card canceled or lost or stolen, or whatever, reported lost or stolen, because otherwise they're going to continue to draft his account. It doesn't look like they're going to stop. They don't want to communicate with him. They're giving him the runaround. I don't. Other than suing them, there is no other solution.
There's no other solution. He's gonna have to change his card, and then I think there should be some kind of class action suit. Okay, so what are, to me, the solutions? Number one, there's got to be some class action suit that people can get together, get with a lawyer to sue these companies to say, these are questionable practices, predatory, and you're hounding these people for having access to their account, which they no longer want you to have access to. That's number one. Number two, to me, is we're gonna have to be grown adults and go right back to paying our bills by ourselves. We're gonna have to eliminate auto pay. We have to. It was mad convenient before, and they just drafted your accounts.
I'm surprised my dad did that, because he typically doesn't.
Yeah. And it has to get done. It has to get done, because how are we going to stop them from doing it? We gave them access to our money, and they're bleeding us, and they're like leeches. They're permanently sucking the life out of our bodies. So we're going to have to stop. I suggest to anyone out there, stop auto pay. Let's be adults. Pick a day out of the month where we sit down for 2 hours and pay our bills over the phone or online one time, because this is obviously also coming from the connection. I think I told you a situation where I don't know if somebody entered in the wrong credit card number or whatever. It was actually my debit card. So I don't know if they entered in the wrong number or whatever, but I had a draft coming out of my account from Sprint cell phone, and I had a Sprint phone at the time, and I'm like, okay, there's an extra $120 coming out of my account every month. What is this? And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, my card is being drafted, $120. I'm already paying my bill. So why is there an extra $120? I'm not showing that it's being credited to my account. Look at that.
Where is this going? And so by law, they can't access another person's account and tell you where the money is going. And they're like, we're not sure. They're just saying we're not able to look it up by your card number and this and that and other. So they couldn't stop it. So basically, I had to go to the bank, and I told them, I said, listen, I spoke to this individual. I tried to get them to stop drafting. They've been drafting this for about 6 months, and it's not my account. And I don't know where the money is going, and they're saying they don't know. And my bank took care of it. They credited my account, put all my money back in my account, and my bank handled it.
Nah. This is crazy, man.
Isn't that crazy?
This is crazy, because these are not isolated incidents. This is happening with a lot of people. And it's all in the same freaking barrel. Predatory lending, auto pay, and they're coming up with they're all confused on why it's happening. But at the end of the day, they still charge you. They don't know how to do it or how to handle it. They give you this runabout way to try to figure out how to stop this from happening. But all while you're trying to figure this out, they charge you. So yeah, we're gonna have to, as I tell people, they're gonna have to stop auto pay. And then there's going to have to be a class action suit, because I know there's got to be tens of thousands of other people out there that are having the same problem, and they're trying to figure it out. And all of a sudden, you have these companies just sucking the life out of your bank accounts. So that's my thing. So let's move on to the next segment. I know we went on a little bit, but I thought this is kind of like pisses me off. But if anybody wants to have any questions about this, please email us, please comment on where we're posting, and we will follow up with anything. If there's people out there that have similar stories, please contact us through any platform, and if so be it, you know, we will face that, because, you know, look, I'm a business
We may
owner.
even invite you to come on the show.
Yeah, even invite them to come on the show. I'm a business owner. La's a business owner. But we're also, you know, we give money to the several services that provided to us by, you know, living in society. But we shouldn't have to be like, what's the word I'm looking for, La? There shouldn't be this condition where companies are turning into leeches and sucking the life out of us. That's it. You know, if we no longer need to use services, it should be as easy as setting it up in the first place.
Right.
Okay, and we'll see how this thing, I'm interested to see how the thing work out with your pops with this whole situation. All right, so the first song of the show is Don Badgett. This brother's cool, and we're gonna come with the one. Check it out, yo. All right.
Listen up. Turn up.
You're listening to GCOM Radio.
The same ones looked at you funny at first. They be the same ones crying when you dead in the hearse. Said it's a shame you made it, now they screaming your name. They overlooked you, now it's no one to blame but yourself. Going against me is bad for your health. You didn't help me, so I did it myself. I put the trophy on the shelf. Get rich or die is what I say to myself. While I'm on my grind, I gotta get mines. Gotta get mines, I tell myself a few times. Thinking breaking down the spliff, I feel this shit with the crime. I think we need a POA, I tell my homies it's time. This ain't your average Sesame Street nursery rhymes. But listen, we post a black, shoot a clutch in the Glock. A 9 to 5, mama, I ain't finna be punching no clock by any means, even if it's putting work in the sock. These folks threaten, they steady praying and hoping I stop. Yeah.
What you gonna do when you can't stay broke? Got money on the bar, it's all it knows.
Yeah.
Money on the bar, money on the bar, money on the bar, I got the money on the bar. I said, what you gonna do when you can't stay broke? Got money on the bar, it's all it knows.
Yeah.
Money on the bar, money on the bar, money on the bar, I got the money on the bar.
Love yours, they mad cause it ain't the same as before. And since they think they competition, then I'm raising the score. J. Cole, earning stripes like Adidas galore. And if it ain't about the money, then I'm stuck to the floor. Give me more hoop dreams cause I can handle the rock. But getting cut from the team made me handle the Glock. This ain't the life I wanna live, so I just pray that it stops. I'm thanking God every day that he ain't let me get shot. Because they got us in the system, we at war with the cops. My real brothers out here missing, where my warriors at? They give us drink that kill our kidneys, we ignoring the fact. So I guess just give up and go and lay on your back. And please, you're better off getting up off of your knees. Go and get it, boys, stack up your cheese. Even though we not enemies, embrace the struggle, man, there's plenty to eat. You gotta get it, boy, by any means. Yeah.
What you gonna do when you can't stay broke? Got money on the bar, it's all it knows.
Yeah.
Money on the bar, money on the bar, money on the bar, I got the money on the bar. I said, what you gonna do when you can't stay broke? Got money on the mind, it's all it knows.
Yeah.
Money on the bar, money on the bar, money on the bar, I got the money on the bar.
This is GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com. Come join, be a Lyfer. Practice dollar power and build financial independence.
Oh, yes, we have returned. We back here, man. It's you know what it is, what we do here. The last segment was long, and I like to make announcement that I didn't want to make it seem that I was just so like not listening. As LK talks, sometimes if it's key information, I get into like my notes to see what I'm going to say in rebuttal. So I write these notes because I feel like I don't want to miss something. So my bad if it sounds like I just wasn't like in tune, because sometimes it's like literally, okay, we'll get my desktop is crazy with so many windows open. But that's what we, you know how it's done, folks. You know, people go over the subject matter, what they're talking about before the show happens, and we got all these notes on our computer.
Don't believe him. He's a Capricorn. Capricorns are all wrapped into themselves.
Why are you saying that? Oh, man.
Hey, do you know what they say about Capricorn? And I'm a Sagittarius. Do you know what they say about Capricorns and Sagittarius?
What do they say?
They say either they love each other or they hate each other. There's no in between.
And I love me some LK Mason, so I just want to put that out
I
there.
love me some Nova P. Yo, but we do have some knockdown, drag out.
Yeah, we do. We're like, what you talking about?
Like, we are real life brothers and sisters. You wouldn't believe it. And I'm still friends with this dude, because typically I will unapologetically be like, deuces. But I am still friends with this guy.
I'm just a lovable guy, you know.
He is like my brother. Like, you know how you want to put your brother in a headlock? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do that to him sometimes.
Hey, man, listen, I guess I have that type of effect on people where they just want to knock me out and give me a hug at the same time.
Oh, wow. Nah, I ain't say I want to give you a hug. I want to put you in a headlock.
I guess I'll sit in my corner and just be about it.
Tuck your tail between your legs.
Tail
Keep
between my
pushing.
legs.
We're so silly. We're supposed to be getting into the next.
Okay, what's the next topic? The topic.
What are we talking about?
Oh, Gucci. That's the topic.
Gucci.
What's going on with Gucci? Gucci and Blackface. So, you know, the storm is already out by the time this episode drops. So what happened was Gucci puts out this. It looks like a turtleneck that pulls up over your nose. And I was just handling business as I always do, what we do. And then I just called on social media, and, you know, I got to check before, because sometimes things could be old and people don't know it and they repost and it's 4 years old. But this one is, yes, it's fresh right out of the oven of a Racist Bakery Incorporated. So Gucci, they have this turtleneck that fits over above the nose, and there's an opening in it, and it has red lips around it, of course, representing Sambo. All right, some people are saying, one guy told me, oh, that's not blackface. All right, bro, don't split hairs here. All right, calm down. We know what it is. It's, at the end of the day, it's a racist imagery that's American as apple pie that goes back decades. So I put out a video myself on YouTube. And because a lot of times things happen and I don't get involved with it, I'm like, look, I got to stay focused. But there's certain things that just gets down to the bone, and I'm like, look, I'm going to say something about this. And I did on YouTube, on my channel, and I had my piece to say. So Gucci puts out a formal apology online. It says, oh, we don't know how this happened. We pulled the sweater off the wherever it's physically at and pulled the promotional ads, and, you know, it'll never happen again. That was their official statement. Yeah, that's what they had to say. And I'm like, hell no, I ain't going for that bullshit. So you mean to tell me that now this, we know this, things in business just doesn't happen like that. You think it and it appears. No, there's a whole process that goes with this. People sit down around tables, people talk with each other, what's going to happen, what works, what doesn't work. Gucci did this on purpose. Now, they did this on purpose, whether whether you feel it was it had full racist intent and they just wanted to take jabs, or they did it as a marketing ploy to get people talking about it and say, oh, and of course Gucci already had it set up to say, okay, when they do respond, we're gonna come out with this formal apology, and all of a sudden it's just gonna go away, and then but at least we got free press, because as they say, free press, whether it's bad or negative, is free press. Okay,
Right.
and yeah, I ain't going for that. You are not going to get free press and marketing off of this and get Gucci's brand out there off of the backs of black people just to denigrate them. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do
Well,
that.
they've already done it. And, initially when I first saw the article, I was like, okay, let me play devil's advocate. First, I was like, well, that is really a neat idea. But not that it looks like blackface, but the concept of the sweater
Over
and it
the
coming
face,
up over
right.
your nose or whatever. I thought that was a neat idea, but I was like, yeah, that didn't look good. And then I thought, well, maybe they didn't do that. Maybe the stylist kind of just picked the wrong color. Maybe they have different color sweaters and the stylist picked the black one. I'm trying to play devil's
The stylist
advocate.
just happened to pick a black sweater
Yeah,
with red lips.
somebody decided to do this, and I'm like, oh, but it's red. The red lips just kind of. I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I'm also like,
Not happening on my
I
watch.
know that red and black together happens to be one of my favorite color
that's beautiful.
combinations.
That's
So
fantastic.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm playing this all through
Right.
my mind, and then at the end of the day, just looking at the picture, I said, nah, somebody knew that wasn't right.
You know damn well the motherfuckers is chuckling
Yeah.
and be like, we gonna put this shirt out.
Yeah, they knew that wasn't right.
But this-
they knew that wasn't
but
right.
this-
Why didn't you do purple with green
Purple with
lips? Or,
green. I ain't going for it. I know what that meant.
Do red with black lips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in ways to
I'm
try to
like,
hide it. In ways to say no. Or lavender with purple lips, whatever like that. Then you could at least say,
Right.
oh, that's just the style. And possibly you could get away with it because it's another color. But to have
Right.
black and red lips as black people, as American people in this country, we all know what that means. Now,
Right,
let's flip it.
exactly.
I don't know if you know, La. It just wasn't I'm about to put it out there. Gucci did that. But you know who else did it? Prada
I
did
just
the
read. I said,
same.
what? I love Prada. And I said, what? I did not know that. What happened with Prada? What did they do?
You could Google it. So what happened is Prada
Oh my
had some
goodness.
link, right? Prada had some, not link. It was, those little those Lucky Charm chains that people have on your wrist. So I guess it
Yeah.
was some kind of a same thing, something dangling off the zipper. From what I seen, and what it was a monkey with red lips. Yeah, I see it right now. I'm bringing it up right now. So it's off a Prada bag, and it's attached to the zipper, and it's a monkey, a brown monkey with red lips that's dangling off this it looks like black hair or something like that, or a black cap with red lips, and it's like, what are you telling me? I know what you're telling me. You trying to play me. You trying to play me for fool, right? So you just gonna sell this in your stores and you think you're gonna get away with this. So I tell you what, Prada.
You mean I gotta give up my
You
Prada
got
now?
to give up the Prada. All right. So they think they just
Somebody posted a picture on Facebook. I guess they were kind of, saying that it's stupid that everybody is boycotting.
Why
these
is it
companies
stupid?
for those
Why is
reasons.
it stupid?
I don't know why they said it was stupid, but they posted a picture, and you might, if you Google it, you might see it. There's like a side-by-side picture of Beyonce with like this smock thing on, and then there's a picture of that, the black face with the red lips, and this smock thing had these big red lips on it or something, but it did not have no black face or whatever, like the front of the smock. It did have like that mouth and the red lips or whatever, but I don't remember seeing like a black face. But they tried to liken, what she had on to, the Prada thing and the Gucci thing, and was saying, so what, you gonna boycott Beyonce now?
No, we ain't
I don't know
boycotting Beyonce. We boycotting the product. Nah, we ain't going for that. We ain't going for
They
that.
tripping.
I put out the video
I
at
feel like
the
they
end.
had made that up.
Not doing it. what's gonna happen is I'm hoping that celebs, black and white alike, will come together and say, nah, we ain't supporting Gucci right now. We ain't supporting Prada. Now, Spike Lee put out, they're promoting now. Spike Lee saying he's boycotting Gucci and Prada until they put some black people in that room, because that would have never happened if there were black people in the room.
I'm starting to think, because these things are happening way too often, and I know that they see that in the media. Some of these people are actually their competitors, or people that they may even have had deals with, and so for that reason, I can't believe that nobody knows anything about it. Now, here's another thought that I had. I was thinking, maybe they have these little young marketing people. They know nothing about blackface. They don't understand anything about it. But then I thought, no, there has to be some senior people somewhere who sign off on this.
Exactly.
And how can you sign off on it? And you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I try to come up with all different ways for how they did not know about this. And right now, I just don't see any excuses. I don't see anything about, oh, I didn't know, or we didn't know. We apologize. You knew.
You knew.
You wanted to take advantage of the fact that this was going to get you some free publicity. But still off of insulting black people. Nah. Right.
You're not going to do that.
Right.
You're not going to do that. That's why I said in the video at the end, this is the Gucci challenge. And I say this, and you all can watch it on my freaking channel. It's burn Gucci, hashtag burn Gucci, hashtag put down Gucci. All right? Because right now, you're not going to play that game with me. And at this point, I'm tired of these companies coming in and trying to do these slick little marketing campaigns to insult people. And then all of a sudden, they're saying they apologize. And you think an apology is going to have people just start continuing to buy Gucci or Prada again? Now, you know what? In this instance where a lot of people talk about black people should really be pushing their businesses forward, especially in fashion, in what we're talking about right now, I'm not saying just put down Gucci, but replace Gucci. If Gucci's in the top 3 of the fashion designers, I wanted to make them number 20. I want Gucci to be on the sales rack next to their own knockoffs, where the knockoffs are being bought before those brands get bought, the original brand. Nah, knock off Gucci and Prada, and at the same time, let's prop up companies that's going to have a diverse office and have people in there and put them in there, and we're gonna have some brands that are owned by black folk that we can big up and make them the high end style, if you so want a high end brand for these rappers that want to put on all these clothes and these celebs. We'll make them high end or whatever and get them in the door, because a lot of times I'm tired of hearing these rappers, or tired of seeing these rappers and these celebs flaunting all this on the red carpet and whatever. I got this, I got that, I got this Gucci, I got this Prada, boom 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 boom. They don't give a damn about the community. They don't give a damn about the rappers that's giving them free promotions. Enough with that, yo. Enough. You could still be high end and floss, but also promote a brother that's doing his thing in the streets of Brooklyn or New Orleans or Mississippi or Florida or California, whatever. You could still put people on a come up and still it be high end, and also in the sense that everybody could get it, whether you want it to be $1,000 bag or a $200 bag. But look, enough is enough.
Look, I didn't buy much Prada because they cost too much. But I'm like, yo, I can't wear my Prada bag now. No, like I'm really in my feelings right now.
Yes.
Look, Coach and Louis Vuitton, please don't do nothing.
Be like, you playing me, man. I like your stuff. Don't play me.
Please don't do nothing.
But you know what? If you gotta cut them off,
I got a bunch of Coach bags, man. Please.
Listen, if you gotta cut them off, cut them off.
Nah, the Coach bag, though.
You gotta cut off Coach.
Please don't do that.
But you know what? Okay, this is a good thing. It ain't got to be Coach. You could have somebody else. You could have your homegirl or someone you know in the community that makes really good handbags or clutches, and be like, yo, that's banging. How much is that?
I mean, there's a lot of knockoffs that you really cannot tell the difference. Like, I can't remember what show it was that there was somebody who was a professional and, actually worked in the factory and made these bags, and they could not tell the difference between the knockoff and their actual bag. They really had to dig deep into the bag and stuff to kind of get, okay, this is the knockoff because it don't have this in the inside lining, whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see that. But you know what? That's all well and
but
good.
But at the same time, a knockoff is still free promo for that company. You don't know that it's a knockoff.
I want them to end. Gucci's done. Prada done. All right. And not even knock off a whole nother brand.
What did whatchamacallit, who was it? Dolce & Gabbana. What did they do not that long ago?
They did something?
Wasn't it them? I think so. I can't remember because I remember Cheryl Underwood. I watched it talk faithfully. And she would always, she doesn't have children, right? But she would say when she has children, she would always say that their names was going to be Dolce & Gabbana.
Say
and she'd be like, and little Dolce & Gabbana this, little Dolce & Gabbana this. And something happened. I can't remember what happened. And all of a sudden she stopped saying that. She had to quit saying that because she don't want to promote them. I can't remember. Something they did, and I can't remember if it was homophobic or if it was racist, but they did something too.
Word?
Yes.
Oh, Sam, I got.
And so she doesn't say that anymore. She doesn't say Dolce & Gabbana. I can't remember. She started calling them something else, but she doesn't use that reference. Like she used to say it almost daily. You know, when little Dolce & Gabbana, and she had to stop saying it. I can't remember.
I might have to look that up. Dolce & Gabbana.
And so I'm like, this is happening too much.
To me, how many times you go? So to me, it's like it's just fabric, man. These companies are literally spitting in your face, and you just gonna wipe it off and just keep on buying the product. It's like, come on, man, have some kind of
people did boycott them. You know, some people, maybe not.
Q-Tip, on IG, Q-Tip joined in on it. You know what I mean? David Banner joined in on it. So some other celeb rappers, some joined on it. But a lot of it's funny. I'm not seeing a proliferation of the main artists that are coming forward and getting on their IG account talking about it's sad, man. To me, it says the state of the people. All I gotta say is, go ahead.
All I gotta say is, please don't tell me nothing about Louis did anything or Coach did anything.
Yo, you can always
please.
You can always buy another brand, man. You know what I mean?
Man, but I got brands that I got their bags that I already bought.
No, man.
If you boycott them, that means you can't use the ones that you already got.
Yeah, burn them.
Yo, I can't even do that. Look, my Prada bag, it'll stay in the container somewhere.
Wait. So wait for them to turn around.
Okay,
is it safe?
Look.
Can I bring out my product?
I bought that Joker 75% off, and it still cost me an arm and a leg.
Can I bring out my product now? Is it safe?
Look, right. I was watching it online for months. Like that price coming down some more. That price coming down. Yo, it was 75% off. I was like, yes, it's time.
Well, now it's funny you bring that up. You know how this is created, right? The whole allure of these brands are created. It's created because celebs wear them. They keep them high priced,
right? And
they have a slick marketing campaign to make it look real, like. It's
not marketed for people who aren't, the rich and famous actually, but people who aren't rich are really the ones who are buying it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but these are the people that are setting the trend. If you could get Beyonce to put on a Prada bag, you're gonna have a million people
because they can go and spend a few $1,000s on a purse and a pair of shoes or whatever, and you like what?
Okay, let me ask you a question: is all Prada expensive?
Yes. You can't buy a keychain from Prada for less than $200.
But people will buy it.
Yes.
And they got purses for Prada that's like $200, $500, $400.
Find it where.
Well,
I said, you gotta wait till it's out of season and it's like 90% off.
Yeah, that's what
that's
what I'm trying to figure out, because if they'll have $2,000 bags, but I'm wondering if they have like $400 bags, $500 bags for people.
Oh, they do, but they're the ones that might as well be a wallet.
Oh snap! All right, so people buy the Prada wallet, right, and put it in their own Coach bag.
The Prada wallet, those regularly cost $200 and something, and they cost more. But a bag, like I said, you're gonna wait till it get on sale for about 90% off before you're gonna get it down to a couple $100.
I'm sure it's just fabric or it's just little leather. We can replace it with another high-end brand, and it'd be black owned. Or it could be another brand.
Somebody here can go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, Coach.
All right, you can buy Coach, and you can buy Louis, and then somebody will come out with something and be like, "Yo, I'll buy that." You know, how black people be. We be buying the high end brands, and then black folk come out with some brand, and then we be arguing with them on the price. Yo, you gonna sell it for that?
I used to buy the heck out of FUBU, and then they sold it.
Oh, true. I don't know why they be selling off. There's a whole lot of brands that came up and they're just gone. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
They sell them.
Jordans.
And then
Jordan didn't sell off, did they?
No, he's still on it. He's still on it.
People buy Jordans. Shit.
But I'm saying I can't understand. Like, it was FUBU. It was like, I can't remember like all of them, but it's like they eventually sold them off to another company or conglomerate. Right. And then the conglomerate like doesn't care about it, and it's like they'll sell it, and then all of a sudden it just it tanks, and then they just give it up, and the brand no longer exists. And I'm like, I understand that it's a big job running a fashion company, but a lot of people invested their money into these fashion companies for them to sell it off. It's like, to me, it's almost like a betrayal to the people that supported your brand. And then when they see it kind of tank and just like wither away and disappear, it's like, all right, look, these companies that buy these brands don't care about the brands. They want to, as long as they can make money off of them, that's all they care about. As soon as it starts to take a dip in sales, they will ditch it. But then you still will have Levi, you will still have Prada, you will still have Gucci, you will still have Jordache, and these brands will have lasted for 100 years. And we're not doing that with black brands. We're not doing that. We're treating them like a one-off.
Right. Is Jordache still around?
Yeah, Jordache's still around.
I was the stuff because I used to wear Jordache.
Boom. Right? And it's still around being sold. Well, that's a problem. We keep on selling these companies off. And I understand, look, it's your business if you want to sell off your company. But there's a difference between cashing out and building legacy. I'd rather build legacy, because you know when I'm dead and gone, my great-great-great-great-great-great-greats will still be running these companies, and they will be on this 100th floor running their empire. But as long as we keep selling it, we can't build any legacy. We can't.
Right.
We can't. Anyway. All right, so we're going to go into the next song. And the next song is from KEES, Merry Go. I hope I'm getting this right. KEES with Merry Go. All right, folks.
¿Recuerdas cuando besaste, papi? Siempre pienso que sobre tú. Te quiero mucho. Ven acá, tócame, quiéreme. Ay, sigue adelante. Tú eres muy guapo, mi amor. Dame más, todos los días.
Violet blooms on this early June sun. Can't hide your flaws when I'm in this room. Run. That by me once more while I'm in your womb. Man. You lay that on me, lie me in my tombstone. They call it deadly for a reason. Give all fall in love, black on black, and now they grieving. Blindfold me, tie your hair, remove all sound, just heavy breathing. Pull weapons from below, it's even ground. Just call me Steven, whom you steady pleasing. See, I did all that with my mind. Got you mesmerized and parallel. Lose track on all this time. Lose track on all this line. Lose track, then we rewind. Do it over again, and now we fall and misaligned. This like an episode of Friends, but we got benefits. Not here to rent you from your man, no, he's no dealership. Stressing you about your end, no, this ain't no counterfeit. I feel like cooking, kitchen's clean, but with this counterfeit. I swear you love. Call the merry-go. Call the
Ooh, a G-Com exclusive.
Pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession.
Purely obsessed with your eyes, do it like jogging and then sprint through your mind. I see your catastrophic thoughts hidden behind your neurons and synapses and lobes and pathways. They know what we are here for. Pineal, it glows with what's beyond us. Further knowledge of what the future looks like. Our grandparents, cool vibing to that Sam Cooke. Yeah, we slow dancing as they transmitting the waves, pulling you closer, no stressing. Get lost within this gaze, like these neighborhood streets. You done crept up in my night. You the blood that keeps me alive. You done creeped up in my sight. Pull the trigger with your heart. We aligned and beaten twice. You got me sprung on your love. I'm just getting my bounce right. For the sake of man, please spare me. Got me running in twists. I'm in a figure 8, baby, and I think I like it. Cupid sniping from afar. I thought he might miss. Look, I done pulled myself apart, hoping I would die.
Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Pure obsession. Pure obsession. Pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession. Pure obsession.
Purely obsessed with your thoughts, purely obsessed with your mind, purely obsessed with how your aura coincides with my vibe, purely obsessed with how that linen wraps around them thick thighs, purely obsessed with your obsession and that perfume you buy. Feel the bass upon the tempo in the car when we ride. Turn it up, you feel me booming, feel that breeze from outside. Breaking the scores, lose control, call the police when we ride. Purely obsessed with how we bring it to the
Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Spinning your love. Call it merry-go. Call it merry-go. Spinning your love. I call it merry-go. I call it merry-go. Oh, spinning your love. Oh, spinning your love. I call her merry-go. I call her merry-go. Pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession. Oh, pure obsession. Pure obsession.
Sounding off around the world. You are listening to G-Com Radio.
Yeah, we return. We're back on the last segment, and that was KEES, Merry Go. That was a dope song, man. Shout out to KEES. We haven't played them in a while.
Right.
You know, it's been, I'm not gonna front, you know, getting artists for the show, it's not an easy thing right now, because you reach out to people. Some people reach out to you, But you know, the industry has changed where a lot of times people could just do it themselves. You know what I mean? But that's just the format of the show. We always like to introduce good music for on the show. Beautiful artists that that need to be heard, man. That need to be heard. But I think in certain times, artists just think like, well, I got my own SoundCloud, I could do my own promotion. But I think we got to get out of that mentality where this individualistic thing where I don't need nobody, I can do it myself. I think it's important that we create collectives, that we create a group think, and in terms of people of like mind and passions, and they to get together. And yeah, you could promote yourself, but it's also good to create that circle where you want to be around these type of folks. You know what I mean? You want to get played.
That's what it is. I think, because I do believe that if they were approached by Tom Joyner or Steve Harvey or somebody like that, Ricky Smiley, and say, I want to play your song. I heard it, I want to play it on my show. Can you send me the file? They would jump at it. Like, they would drop everything and jump at it. So, I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, we just a small show. I mean, it ain't no big... Yeah, look, I'm not going to front. I know what we got. I know this was created for, it's a Lyfeblood thing and getting people on there, and it's the beginning. I'm not expected to get a million listeners in the first episode. Of course not. But it builds over time.
Right. And
but I do appreciate
it. And
people don't understand that now. They just be like, huh? Well, I don't have to give it to you because I already got 200 listeners on that one song on my SoundCloud link. That's all well and good. But me, if I was an artist, which I was at one point, I don't care. I'll play it on my SoundCloud link, and if you want to go and play my song in your joint, sure, here, take it. If I have 20 people getting at me wanting to play on that, yes, I'm gonna give it to them, because it's like that's promotion for me. And whatever way that they're gonna promote their show and my song plays on their show, yes, go right ahead, play my song. But I think there's a certain level of I can't find the words for it. I think it's a little bit of not being fully aware of what certain opportunities could give to you, no matter in what way, whether it's coming from Diddy or where it's coming from another person. And I think it's also a certain level of individualism where they feel like, well, you ain't what do you call it, Alicia Keys, so I don't have to do that extra work. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's who knows. But I do appreciate the people that submitted their music.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And one day, when the time is right, and the time will come, where we're gonna do something and throw all these artists together and put them out and make a mixtape joint and drop it. It's gonna come sooner than later. I'm not saying 5 years, not saying 4 or 3. Sooner than later. Anyway, what else is going? We just messing around here on this show right now because our two first segments were super long, so we're not gonna go on for too much longer. And what you got to say, La?
Let's see. What do I have to say? I have plenty to say, but you said we were,
We just messing around right here.
Messing around
with shit.
Speaking of messing around, let me just bring this up. Because this is something that I almost brought to you as a topic. I just want to say something real quick. I want TV stations to please, when you have these reality type shows where people can win money like Survivor and Big Brother, please, can you please get some more people of color in the cast? Why every season does it have to be 2, 3, and they're outnumbered with several people that are not of color?
I
mean, because let me tell you, I've been watching Celebrity Big Brother, and I don't know if you've been watching it or not, but Kandi Burruss is on there, and Tamar Braxton is on there, and Ricky somebody, he's a ex-NFL player, I can't remember his last name, he's on there. And it really made me think, and I don't want to call any celebrity or anybody a racist or anything like that, but I believe it shows cultural diversity in the fact that Tamar wasn't winning any competitions. She actually dropped out of one because she was too scared. And Kandi can't win anything. Kandi, you can tell Kandi doesn't like to do anything physical. You know what I mean? So she's not winning anything. How are they threats, and why do you keep putting them on the block and wanting to vote them out? Most time they would want to think of getting their biggest threat out first if they could. But they keep throwing them on the block, and they're not even their biggest threats. And they'll have conversations with each other who are alliances, you know what I mean? And they'll say, yeah, we got to get out the biggest threat. We got to be out the biggest threat. And then next thing you know, you got Kandi sitting on the block. Kandi is the least threat there. Like, she is least physical. She don't win nothing. Why do you keep putting her on the block? That is, to me, it's like, man, this is racist. And my voice from what's his name? What was the name of Martin Lawrence's character in Boomerang? And he used to, everything he used to say, everything was racist. It's racist, man. Every time I see them do that, I'm like, man, it's racist, because I just don't understand the logic of putting them on the block. They're no threat to you, you know?
Right. I think it says a lot about the psychology, man. It's not a show.
It's about that fear. There's a fear there. Right. Maybe they weren't exposed to enough people of color or what. Right. And it's like, we got to get rid of them first. And it's something I'm seeing in every show. And it just like, yo, well, can you guys please cast more African Americans so that it can at least be even? You know what I mean? If you're gonna get rid of the black people, you're gonna have to get a bunch of other black people to be on your side to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had to bring that up because that has been bothering me. Because I'm telling you, I think Kandi has been on the block like 3-4 times.
Damn, Kandi like, damn, why am I ending up here? What I do?
She's like, yeah. She is the least. You have to watch it. If you see her in those competitions. If you see Kandi in those competitions, she moving all slow. Like, I'm like, Kandi, this is a competition. It's about time. She moving all prissy and slow. Like,
now hold on. Now, could she be putting herself? Now, to be fair, because just like you, I try to be, impartial and objective. Is it reason why Kandi be on the chopping block? Because she doesn't give her all in these tasks that they doing? These competitions. No,
well, see, usually in these competitions, they view someone who wins a lot. Like, a lot of people have to pretend like they don't win a lot so that they don't present themselves as a threat. Because when you win a lot of competitions, people are like, okay, I'm not going to be able to beat them, and so I'm going to have to get them out of here, right? And so that was their logic. They would have meetings with people they form alliances with, and then you'll have someone like, I want to put Kandi on the block. And I'm like, no, we got to get our biggest threat out first. What are you doing? Kandi's not... I'm putting Kandi on there. I'm putting Tamar on there. I don't like... Kato Kaelin was in there, right? You remember Kato Kaelin?
Yeah.
He said, I'm putting Tamar on the block. His excuse, he said that Tamar was messy and that she doesn't wash dishes. And Tamar said, I'm not your maid. I cook for you. You want me to also wash the dishes? Like... So that was his reason. He told her that was his reason for putting her on the block, because she was messy. She didn't clean.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. Sometimes it could be producers too that be like, yo, you know what? Because Tamar be flipping easy, so put in a position where she could flip, and that's like
I don't even mind that, yo. My thing is put more black people on there so these people aren't so, because I see it every show. It's like they'll get voted out because they're black. It seems like because they're black. Because it's like they're no threat. You just getting rid of them because they're black.
Again, that's the psychology. That's just saying the show. That's just life. When you in your work environment.
Now I would have, because Tamar can't even get along with her sisters. So I understand the Tamar thing.
I love me some Tamar, yo. I love me some Tamar.
Tamar pops off. And so that doesn't fly with everybody. And but actually, she's been getting along with some people. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, she's been popping off.
How come she be flipping with her sisters, man?
Tamar is like, she goes to extremes. One time she's just really, really sweet. The next time she's like popping off and she can't stand you and she cussing you out. I don't understand. That's just Tamar. Maybe she got multiple personalities. But Tamar is doing really well in the house because people like her, but they don't like when she pop off. You know what I mean?
So another question: how come Tamar? Maybe she's with this Nigerian dude now. Her African prince, she say, or king, or whatever she say. Well, she was dating the first dude. I never understood how that happened. Cause I'm like, damn, Tamar's fine. She's a beautiful woman. How she end up with this dude?
Is dude ugly? I didn't see any pictures in there. I don't know who you're talking about.
Ah, man, what show is it on? I think it was Tamar had her own show with the dude. I'm like, damn, this is my. Maybe.
Wait, you talking about her husband?
The ex-husband now.
The
now
ex-husband?
ex-husband.
Oh, it's a divorce final? I didn't know.
I don't know, the man goofy looking. I'm not, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, huh?
Oh,
like
wow.
Tamar is like Tamar. Because I say, yo, Tamar is in a certain level. Like, she's a beautiful woman. She's a Braxton. She's all this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, even if you remove the last name, she's just a beautiful woman that, you know. But this guy,
okay.
I'm like...
You like, she's a beautiful woman. I'm like, she's okay.
I think she's fine. I'm like, she's up there. I mean, none of the Braxtons are really ugly. You know, they're not ugly.
I think Tony is gorgeous.
Yeah,
but I think Tamar's okay. I'm like, she's fine. Okay.
I like it, but you put her next to this dude, she really look good. Cause I mean, I'm like, damn,
That's
bro.
so funny because I remember when I was dating someone and, I guess he kind of looked he looked better than him, but he was a big guy like that. And people were like, I'm surprised that you're dating him. I always saw you with somebody who's some pretty boy. Like, you're so gorgeous. I'm like, what? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was dating this other guy, and I thought he was the stuff. And, like, everybody thought he was, cute, too. And somebody else had said that to me, like, you're dating him? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's fine.
Man, listen, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
Listen, I don't like, look, I'm a very particular person. Like, my homeboy had this conversation with my boy, and he was like, nah, son, I don't date no beautiful women. I'm like, what you talking about, me dating no beautiful women? He said, nah, I don't date beautiful women because they high maintenance. You get someone who's like a 5 or a 6, at least they know what the deal is, and you don't have to deal with all that highfalutin business. And I just laughed. I was like, son, come on, bro.
That 5 or 6 will cheat on you so quick.
and all the dudes be trying to
have
holler
insecurity, and so anybody who I'm not saying everybody. Let me not say that, because not everybody is like that. It really depends on who you are as a person and how and what you think of yourself. But if a woman is what he calls unattractive, and she feels like she's unattractive, and she thinks that men think she's unattractive, a lot of times they tend to cling to a lot of men because they want that attention.
And he said he didn't want to go out with 9 and 10s because some dudes would try to holler at her. I'm like, yo,
you should want
some dudes is gonna holler at 5 and 6s, so it don't matter because men are just how men gonna be. What's that say about you though? I'm like, cause me, I'm like, listen, I'm not. Look, I know I have a certain standard. Like with Tamar and that dude, I'm like, damn, she gotta wake up to him every morning.
He wasn't even ugly though. Yo,
come on, look
homie.
at this dude.
He wasn't
I'm
even
like,
ugly.
this guy is like, it's like he's like one of your homeboys is in your crew, and you like, son, you making cracking
but
mad
it's
jokes
about,
all of a sudden.
It's
you
about
walk up with
the
a hot ass
personality. It's
Tamar.
about you clicking with somebody, whatever. I can
Yo,
say
you
that
see
because
it,
I
he got-
understand. I have been, and I have fallen for somebody who, like I said, somebody approached me and like, what? And I'm like,
Come on, he ain't even had no
about?
personality. You see him on the team when him and Tamar when they had their own show. He ain't had no. Tamar was carrying that whole
come
show.
on, you a Tamar groupie, that's all, because Tamar used to be dogging him, and I used to wonder why. I'm like, why is he
say
with
that?
her? She used to treat him horrible. And I used to be like, I used to feel
How
so
you gonna
sorry
call me
for
a
him.
Tamar groupie? How
You
gonna call me
are. You all in love with her. You don't seem to see the. You don't seem to see the part where everybody like, come on now. When none of your sisters want to be around you, there's a problem.
listen.
He's a, ladies and gentlemen, he's a Tamar. He is like.
I'm not a Tamar.
What do they call that?
Look,
they say the
Tony was my. I love Tony. Like Tony Braxton. What? You couldn't tell me nothing. Nobody. Nah, you better that. Don't do it with Tony. But then when you see the rest of the family, and I saw Tamar, she was just like spark plug to me. She was.
I think
just
they're
like,
all gorgeous, but when you go all out and say, "Oh, Tori, she's fine," I'm like, she's okay. Like,
whatever. Whatever.
All like that.
I just think I
love
the fact.
At first, she was like my favorite. I was like, she seemed crazy cool.
She hood. She mad
crazy cool.
She hood. Yeah, she got a little fire to her, but you can calm that down. But he ain't know what to do with that.
Nah, it ain't no calming that down. It ain't no
calm that down.
Her parents can't even calm it down. Come on, son.
Yo, you calm that down right quick. He ain't know how to handle it.
It ain't no calming down.
He was mad lucky.
Anyways, Nova is a Tamar groupie. He is a Tamartian. I'm gonna start addressing you, Tamartian. She can do no wrong in his eyes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There's some parts where I'm like, damn, Tamar, calm that down, yo. But again, she need a dude that's gonna just check that. I'm gonna
tell your wife he is in love with Tamar, y'all.
Listen, Tamar ain't on the top of my list. I'm just saying we brought her up. You know what I mean? If we really want to talk about women on the list, my wife don't mind. All right, she know what the deal is. Anyway, let me not go too far and get my ass in trouble.
I know, right? I'm gonna tell it.
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
We're gonna get out of here, y'all.
This show. We're gonna have a lot. Anything you want to say else? Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Just go to www.zainathebrave.com/shop. Get you a book, or you can find it if you want a paperback. You prefer that, you can go to Amazon and Google Zaina the Brave. Go ahead and pick up a copy of that book.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, and me, you know what the deal is, folks. Go to Lyfeblood.com, become a Lyfer, share $1. Issa Rae, I saw you on Twitter, bigging up my competition, but that's all right. That's all good. What you need to do is go to Lyfeblood and become a Lyfer, and then spread that love. Yeah, man, and just build it out, man. Build it out and create that network, man. We're living in a global community, man. All right, so we're gonna get out of here with the last song. My man's name is Don Bigface, and his song is Gut Check, and we out of here. Thanks for listening to us ramble on, y'all.
Yeah.
Engulfed in propaganda plagiarists on every television station, every song on your radio. Niggas beefing with a ghost. Can a young man get money anymore? Money home, where my love is. I'm the plate, that's what I call a gut check. That's all they fucking with. Every corner lit, posed by checking flag like I won a Daytona, bitch. Laps to make real niggas miss, make legends of a whisper. Rise to the Phoenix on Twitter, top trending. In the streets is nothing different. Got my buzz up independent. Revisions on the blueprint. Push limits for the new editions. Who but Kenneth? You kidding? I wish a nigga would. I can't wait to play dinner. Stay in place, nigga. I'm tipping on the game. Don Bigface. Money from the gang. How you roll with wolves? You ain't start much. Buzz back from shutting down the corner. I pull out a whip and have it hauled up. I'm the one they roll a block inside. I'm the one they got us on our watch. Bang out with the D, shit to die for. Yeah. Super Saiyan 5. Cool like the Fonz on them. More cooler than Alfonso. Like a presidential statement. My mixtape around the globe took my tip of foreign. Yeah, they hating in the States. Like when I first started pitching packs, they begging in the fiends. Whole structure switch up money back home from the cage. Made my mark in hip hop with the streets is talking. Mixtape underground on the grind. They don't wanna let us in. No, I'ma take y'all to heights y'all ain't never been. Salute the real, shoot the kill, shoot the steal. Stepping on my lines for side trick, backyard again. Machine gun money on that retarded shit. Boogie monsters, nightmare existence. Had a cartridge spit, slow class lavatory line in the hallway chillin'. Know how I'm living, staring all on my dick. Corner store to cop a swisher. Punch a clock, a picture, paparazzi, TMZ, hip hop police all in my business. You run with wolves, you ain't start much. I bounce back from shutting down the Carter. I pull out no fifth and have it hogged up. I hop out red carpet, have a starstruck. I'm the one that roll the block and sour. I'm the one that got us on our watch on. Bang out with the D, shit to die for. Lit up, Super Saiyan 5. Old dog for minutes, or maybe Wayne the Big. Bitch, I did it big face way and everything on near the ridge. First step up out the cage, I didn't have anything. Bitch, the world ball is only and I think I'm big each. Beef with so-and-so, going blow for blow. Since I'm fresh out in flat broke, I play a Rocky Balboa. All publicity good, bitch, I'm in the hood with a Darth Vader choke on it. So it's understood, turn squirmers with A-list to independent paychecks. Fuck niggas fugazi, and it's the raid, bitch. 100K with the players, couple weeks way I play, I'm talking keys to every dough I got 'em. Fuck niggas faking, I commit in the playlist, that's my everyday shit. They don't know the dames, it's around there playing with them, and I slay there like Highlander. The culture knows you stand up on the Illuminati watch, cause they knowin' what we talk. So how you run with wolves, you ain't start much. I bounce back from shutting down the Carter. I pull out no fifth and have it hogged up. I hop out red carpet, have a starstruck. I'm the one that roll the block and sour. I'm the one that got us on our watch on. Bang out with the D, shit to die for. Lit up, Super Saiyan 5. Check my single out, Big Face Way. Available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, and ballersonlyfamiliar.com. Also find my links on www.twitter.com, 313 Cashflow, youtube.com/Don Bigface, soundcloud.com/ballersonlydon.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community. On the next go round, from right here to your time.
Y'all already know.
We out.